The future of a kingdom is not only built in war, it is shaped in preparation. In Tyre, King Edwin had begun to look beyond the present moment, beyond rumors, beyond uncertainty, and toward what must come after. And at the center of that future stood Prince Rondell. The young heir was no longer just a boy of privilege. He was becoming something else, something that required guidance, understanding, and discipline. Edwin did not speak to him as a child, but as a future king. He spoke of the alliance with Sigrid, of the marriage that had been arranged, of the weight it carried. This was not just union, it was strategy. Through that bond, Rondell would gain influence, access, strength beyond Tyre's borders. He would not rule alone when his time came. He would stand connected, supported, and feared. Edwin made him understand this clearly, that power was not only taken by the sword, but secured through decisions made long before the battle began. Rondell listened quietly, absorbing more than he spoke, his mind sharper than his frame suggested. Training followed words, as it always did. Sir Bear took charge of shaping the prince, not with kindness, but with truth. Steel was placed in his hand, and the expectations were clear. Strength must be earned. Yet as days turned to weeks, it became evident that Rondell was not built like the warriors of Tyre. His body did not carry the same weight of force. His strikes lacked the crushing power that defined soldiers like Bear. But where strength did not answer, precision did. When given the bow, something changed. His stance steadied, his focus sharpened. Arrows flew not wildly, but with intention, fast, accurate, controlled. Sir Bear saw it immediately. The boy was not weak, he was different. And difference, if understood, could become advantage. So the training shifted, not away from the sword, but toward balance. Rondell would not be shaped into another bear. He would become something else entirely. A ruler who struck from distance, who saw before he acted, who understood that victory did not always require closeness. Still, even with this, Bear pushed him harder, knowing well that the world they lived in would not show mercy to those who lacked strength. Far beyond Tyre, in the towering heights of Hilltops, where comfort had long masked danger, something quiet had begun to take root. It did not announce itself, it did not rush, it grew. Paraton, the noble entrusted with the control of trade in Hilltops, had begun to move in shadows. He was a man of structure, discipline, and quiet ambition. Through trade, he understood movement of goods, of wealth, of people, and through that understanding, he held influence that extended far beyond what King Edwin realized. But influence for Paraton was no longer enough. Power was, and power, he knew, could not be taken openly, not yet. So he built it in silence. 1,000 men, not gathered in one place, not trained in open fields, but scattered, hidden, formed piece by piece. And behind this effort stood a connection few would suspect, Sir Olms of the Salt Isle. The same man who had long warned of danger, who had quietly prepared soldiers beyond the knowledge of his queen, now extended his reach beyond his own land. Meetings were rare, carefully arranged, hidden within trade routes that seemed ordinary to any observer. Paraton ensured all other trades were handled by trusted hands, but when it came to salt, he went himself. Every journey became more than commerce, it became coordination. Words exchanged in secrecy, plans refined in silence, strength built where no one was looking. King Edwin remained unaware, or perhaps he chose to remain unaware. In his halls nothing had changed, wealth still flowed, nobles still celebrated, the mountains still stood as they always had. But beneath that certainty, something else was forming, something patient, something prepared. And when it would finally rise, it would not ask for permission, it would take what it had already built itself to claim. Across the Eastland, the shape of power was changing once again. A prince was being prepared not just to rule, but to survive. A warrior was shaping a legacy beyond himself. A hidden army was forming where none expected it, and alliances once thought distant were quietly becoming something far more dangerous. Because in a world where kings watch their enemies, it is often those they do not see who change everything.